All right, welcome back. We have 355 stories on RealCopStoriesVideos.com, and now we've gone, this is the third one, we've gone to answering questions from you people, okay? So to email me, okay, go on this site, it's rsbcopstories@gmail.com. Okay, email me your questions, keep them clean. I'll answer them either on the air, or if you think it's more you really want to know now, I can do it. I can send back something to you, okay? So now we're doing question and answer. Here comes a question that was asked to me, and I'm going to answer it. Go ahead.
What was the most disturbing incident you ever had?
Okay, there's a lot of them, and this is just one of them. We'll cover a whole bunch of these, and I like this format because I can kick back and relax, and people like it because I can explain everything, okay? Here's what happened in the 70s. I'm working a gang unit, and there was like probably 8 two-person units, 16 of us and 2 sergeants working a gang unit. We wore suits and ties, and a lot of gangs where I worked, tons of gangs. There must have been probably 30 gangs. Each gang has maybe 40, 60 people in them, so you can see the amounts get up to 300-400 range of different gang members. And these aren't just car club people or people like Kiwanis. These are violent guys that shoot each other. They do dope, they kill, they shoot, they rob old people. One of the stories you look up on Real Cop Stories, some guy robbed some 80-year-old lady. I was going to work and I caught him. Okay, this is what these people do. Okay, contrary to what the liberals and the attorneys say that they're good people, they're not. Okay, they're not. 10% of the population are a-holes. Just remember that. 90% are you guys, straight shooters. Everybody else is, the other 10% is gone. Anyway, so we're working gangs every night. And I work weekends and we're the partner. And we get a call comes out shooting. It's not an uncommon call because it comes out a lot. Okay, usually I would say probably at least on any given weekend, like say a Friday, Saturday. In our area alone, we'll experience maybe 2 shootings, okay, which is supposed to last not very many. Oh, yes, it is, because a lot of moving parts here, bodies falling, people running. I mean, it's a lot, okay. So anyway, so we get a call come out, shooting in progress, okay. So we're rolling. Everybody's rolling. All the gang cars are rolling, because that's all we do. We don't answer radio calls. We don't write tickets. You know, we don't book direct drivers. We are looking for gang members, and that call comes out. That's our baby. So we roll. Where the call came out was in the north part of the division. There's a lot of hills up there. Okay, it's right before you get to Pasadena and South Pasadena, and so the road, you take the main road up to go to these houses. You know, this big track up there. We call it a track, it's an area. And then off this road, you got, you know, little cul-de-sacs that go out. Then you have one road that goes out like this, and there's more cul-de-sacs. Okay, it's just kind of spread out. Okay. Well, this occurred right at the end of off the road, at the very end of one of the large roads in a cul-de-sac, a big cul-de-sac. So everybody's responding. So as we're responding, a report comes out and describes the car involved. Okay, white Chevy, 64 Chevy lowered, with 4 Hispanics in it, Latins, and fleeing the scene. Okay, well, the first unit comes around the corner. I think they didn't recognize the call, because the calls don't come out, not like nowadays where they come out fast. The first call, the shooting in progress, comes out. Everybody responds, and then maybe 3-4 minutes, and this call comes out describing the car. Well, by that time, everybody's been cooking, you know, 20-30 miles an hour going up, you pass things. So they probably passed the car. Okay, I'm sure they did. Going up, the gang car came down. So we came around the corner, and there's the car. So we just go right, we have plain cars. We don't have a black and white car. So what we do is we block the cars to stop them. We can't come in behind them. We're not supposed to by policy and state law and all that. We can't do it. But the car's coming down the hill, so we just went right in front of the car. Locked bumpers, everybody jumps out with their guns. All 8 hands go up. Another gang unit pulls up. 2 gang units fly by up the hill because we're looking for suspects, victims, whatever. Okay, so everybody spread out, and radios, thank goodness, are working. We had really old radios in our cars, not on our hips. So trying to communicate. Remember now, this is only 3 or 4 minutes goes by now. The car detained. Everybody's getting out at gunpoint. We know it's the car. Come on, it's coming from the scene. 4 Latinos in a white Chevy. You got a partial plate. It's the car. There's no doubt. You know. Okay, so we're hooking them up. So they get up on the hill and they say, a few minutes later, that someone reported that that this car drove by and shot someone, and then it turned around and took off. And they're trying to find the victim up there. They can't find the victim. Okay, so we're like, okay, fine. We don't know what's going on. We're down here. They're up there. So then, so they're saying we still can't find a victim. Okay, so okay, fine. So then our supervisor gets here and he goes, "What's going on?" So we tell him. He goes, "Okay." He says, just check out the car. Let's open the trunk and just see if we can find some guns, because a lot of times they'll hide guns in the trunk. Usually when they do a shooting, they're pretty quick. They don't normally hide it, but sometimes they hide it underneath the dashboard. Sometimes if they have time, I've caught them inside air cleaners, you know, stuck in the engine compartments. In those days, you had big lot of room in those engine compartments. A friend of mine here will nod his head saying, yeah, in those old days of the '64 Chevys, engines there, a lot of room, between the engine and suspension. You can put bags of cement in there for crying out loud. So much room. Now you couldn't. Now you throw a cup of water in your engine, it doesn't even hit the ground. There's so much mechanical stuff on there. Anyway, so okay, fine. So we pop the hood, and we pop the trunk. This is where your military training comes in. This is where people that go to college and not really attuned to the real world, you find out officer-wise, you find out who can take it and who can't. Okay, this separates the men from the boys here. There was no women there. I would say women, but at that time there wasn't any. Open up the hood, and I'll never forget this look. I'll never forget this. This is 45 years later or so. Picture me looking into the engine compartment. Here's the windshield, okay, and you're standing on the other side of the hood. We open up the hood, and I look in, and I see a young male Latin facing me in the engine compartment, looking up. Okay. I only see this mark. I see one arm and part of his shoulder, and I see right about to here. He's got a look on his face that is not television dead look. His eyes are wide open. It's a look of shock. So I'm going to describe it. Like when you get scared and your eyes go like that. Well, it's frozen in time. And I'm looking, and I immediately realized that they ran over him. Okay. So the sergeant comes down the hill, and I get on the radio and I say, you better check for body parts because we have someone under the hood that possibly got run over. So more units are arriving. They start checking up the hill. Well, they find a foot. Okay. They find a leg. They find an arm. And it's about maybe 6 to 8 blocks from the crime scene to where we got the car. Okay. Long blocks coming down the hill. Okay. But at night, and when you hit stuff, when you hit stuff, the stuff gets thrown to the side, usually like, hubcaps and stuff on the highway, it eventually winds up on the side of the road. That's what happened, coming down the hill, and when the body parts are falling off, okay, this is not really a gross alert, I don't think it's that bad, but the parts were falling where we couldn't see them, and now they were going back with flashlights, literally walking down the street, they were finding him. And this is what they did, okay? We didn't find out till later. They came up the hill, a bunch of kids, the kids scattered, they shot him, they shot everybody, but he went down. They made a U-turn in the cul-de-sac, came down, raised their hydraulics over him, dropped the car on him, and drove off. Because they found the spot where they initially started, where the large blood pooled, and it slowly got lighter as it went away because, the pieces are coming. Anyway, that's what they did. Okay? Now, I've got 2 officers that work with, 2 gang officers who are over there in the bushes throwing up. Because they're both college kids. Never seen this before. Okay? You can't teach this. You cannot teach this. Okay? So they're over throwing up, and I'm like, oh my, So now it's a homicide, so we have to wait for the homicide detectives. And so it takes a couple hours to do that, believe it or not. They have to come over from home and everything else, so we secure the scene, got the suspects. The driver is the weakest one. He rolled over, said what happened, was told by these guys to do it. There's a gun in the car. I mean, we got them. They're all juveniles, so they're not going to get anything. They're going to get, if they get, well, they did get convicted of murder, but they only served 25 years, then they're out. That's the California law, that kids, in the eyes of the courts, they're kids, okay? 15, 16, 17 years old, they'll only stay in jail till 25, and then they'll be out. Wonderful, huh? Anyway. So, amazing. Okay, so the homicide detectives get there, we explained what we got, they were very appreciative of that we secured the scene, we marked all the body parts, coroner came out, there are photographs everywhere. This took all night. This shooting went down about 9 at night. I didn't get home till 7 or 8 in the morning. Okay, it takes a long time for these scenes. And then we processed the juveniles, put them in juvenile hall, for whatever reason. I mean, they're going to eventually get out. But anyway, put them in there, and we did that part of it. They investigated that part of it. And basically he was just ground down to right about the hips. Just ground down. I mean, there's nothing you can say that. Get a chunk of cheese and just put it on a grinder and just start grinding off chunks of it, Wow, it's pretty disturbing. And I'd seen a lot of things in service in Vietnam. This was pretty close to the same thing I saw now. Okay, really, really disturbing. And of course, parents, they get called, and it's sad all the way around. I mean, it really is. And for what? For gang turf? Because you're all. What got surprises me was even then and even now, mostly then, is that this isn't like Civil War here. You got the same race of people You're not as if blacks are killing whites or whites are killing Mexicans or cross-racial shootings here. You got people killing their own people because somebody lives on a certain street. That's what it was. You know, I live on 3rd Street, I live on 5th Street. Are you kidding me? But what's sad is their parents thought that way. I used to go, on a side note here, I used to go arrest kids and take them home to have mom sign for them. And, you know, the kid's 15. Here's mom, you know, she's 28. Do the numbers, okay? And he's got gang tattoos. She's got gang tattoos. The mom, who's barely 30, not even 30, had the kid when he was 14. Then you're in the house, you know, and talking to him. Here comes grandma, who's barely over 50, okay? She's got gang tattoos. So the poor children are stuck. I mean, I'm sure that teenage kid that we arrested with the tattoos is going to have children, and his kids are going to have the gang haircuts and wearing the... when does it end? It's just sad because they're just killing each other. Like, well, now with the black on black crimes all over the country, you know, in Chicago and some of these big cities, Los Angeles, it's sad. I mean, even though the blacks claim that white cops are killing all the blacks, no, blacks are killing blacks. The white officer killing the black officer or black person, yeah, sometimes it's wrong. It is wrong. The officer should not do that. If they do wrong, they go to jail. But that's like this much of the black victims and this much killing each other. It doesn't even make I think statistically you couldn't even come down on a chart. It'd be so much off the realm. It's just sad to see communities in the same race of people living near each other and killing each other. That was the sad part about that. So I'm rambling on here, but that's one of the disturbing ones. Pretty sad. And you know, they get jail and that's the end of it. I mean, we see body parts on the road and amazing. Like you got hit by a frag grenade. It's really, really amazing. So anyway, I answered that question. I hope you liked it. I hope I didn't ramble on too much. I like this format. I can take my time. Hopefully. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.